Welcome everyone. In today's video, I'm going to show a very specific setup here to be able to play Ker Nethalas using a character sheet I created using a program called Questbound. So you will need to have a copy of the Ker Nethalas rulebook in PDF or print, however you'd like, but this will allow you to utilize the character sheet that I created in Questbound that it has some automation, I think some pretty cool functionality. So the first thing you're going to need to do is you will need to create a free account on Questbound. So I am on the sign up website. So this shows what you will get for free. So for free, it's a limited web application. You do get early access now. You're allowed to create one character per rule set. So Ker Nethalas will be a rule set. So you can create one character with it. So let's get out of that. And when you first log into Questbound, and I'll drop a link in the video, you're going to get to this sign-in screen. I'm going to put in my email address, the risk of getting a bunch of emails, I guess. So we'll do that and we'll hit submit. And it is going to give me a code on my phone. So bear with me 1 second while I get that code, and then I will type it in. But this is just kind of a two-factor authentication. And it happens every time, so it'll be a new code every time. So you will have to pick a username. So make sure you pick a username, and that should be the screen you get to before this. So you'll pick your username. That is the name that you're going to DM to me in order to, in Discord. So I'll drop a link to my Discord channel as well, but you can DM me in Discord and I will share this character sheet with you. So let's go in. So when you see this, it can get a little bit confusing. He has a few free rule sets here, but if you click on them, it's going to immediately ask you to upgrade for a $50 one-time fee. You don't need to do that. You can create, if you go up to this left-hand screen here and click the drop down to characters, you can create a character for the D&D starter kit. If you want to mess around, I already created one named Joe. But then you can see I've already shared Ker Nethalas with myself. And you can see this is my free account again, but you'll show up as a playtester. So that's what I need to add. So let's create a character. Make sure you see this character sheet template. Click on it and it gets outlined in white, and then hit next. And then name your character. And we'll just say Stream Best. Yeah. And we'll hit create. You can add an image, you can add a description. That's not necessary, but you can do that. All right, and we'll see how responsive it is. It's been just a bit slow for me, and it might be my computer. I had a big Dropbox sync going that I got rid of. So this will show up. Now this is your character sheet. So you can type into it. You can edit. There are some things, if you click on this pencil icon at the top right, it'll go into edit mode. And there are certain things, I won't go into that because really this is intended just to let you use it, but know that it's possible to edit if you need to. So you can type in character name. So we'll just say Sam the Valiant. If I could spell Valiant. So you can put in your level. Some things are already included, but you'll be able to mess around with this character sheet. If you click on this anywhere and use your arrow keys, I'm arrowing over to the right, then you can see I did make use of the full amount of screen real estate I have. So some of these things are automated. So these are XP actions. So if you click on them and you dismantle a trap and you click on this, it's going to automatically update your XP. If you defeat an overseer, it'll also add XP. So if I just keep clicking on these, and you get to the point where you get over 1,000, it automatically, just a little symbol, a little highlight that says, hey, level up. Once you've leveled up, and let's just say you click on a 2 here, you level up, then you can click this button to reset. And now you're starting over for your 1,000 level up hit points. So, and there's automation. I've shown this on some other videos, but you can hover over, sorry, let me go up to here. You can hover over these, and it tells you a little bit about each attribute. And then on exhaustion, this is your current exhaustion. It tells you what that does. You can also have resistance. The effects come into play. They're not automated, but This is just an effect notice so that if you do get above a certain level of exhaustion, this effect number will update to 1, 2, or 3, and then it'll tell you what happens. So if I change this to say an 11 and I have no resistance, that automatically updates to 1. So if I change it to, let's say, 19, I think that'll work. It updates it to 2, but if I did have resistance of, say, 5, I think that'll change. And it updates it to 1. So that's doing the behind the scenes math. So kind of a nice little thing. If you have a light source, you can click on these. And let's just say you have like a light source that gives you 10 rooms. You can click on this as a visual representation and then maybe toggle these off as you get to your light sources. You can update your skills. You can click on these when you roll doubles to show that you can try to level up that skill when you take a rest. So, and this does automatically populate only with the base stats. So you can see here, these parentheticals, it's already updating, but you can come in here and say, hey, I'm going to change that to 25 because I added, I added points into these skills. Some things I might have to kind of update. I just realized I don't know if I did this condition modifier. I think I did, but it looks like I didn't populate this yet. So there's a few things you might notice. Conditions, if you do have a condition, you can click on this and it'll automatically check it and give like a red highlight just to indicate, again, you have an active condition. If you hover over this, it'll tell you just a little bit. Sometimes I summarized it myself, but it'll tell you a little bit about that condition and what happens. Nothing is automated in there related to the condition. It just tells you what's going on. At least I don't think I automated anything. You click the next tab, Combat. Then you can input all of these, put checkboxes. I have to clean up the checkboxes a little bit, but like if you have immunity to fire, you can check that and it'll populate for you and it looks nice. This, for some reason, is still acting a little weird for me, but you can just click into these. And I believe the way the armor works is like you might start with an armor that has like a D6 or a D4 value. So I would just type in 6 here, say, hey, it has a match 6. Maybe you've gone down a dice and you'll have to read about that. But if you've gone down to, say, a 4, you can put in a D4 and maybe it has a protection of 1 and maybe everything else is 0. So you can just literally go in here and you might have to tab over just a bit and you can set these to 0. Yeah, I don't know why. There's still, this is early access, so there's still a little bit of bugs, but this one is odd. I probably don't need to be doing this. Little OCD, I suppose. And let's get out of full screen. And there we go. All right. So then one of the things I really enjoyed doing, but if you go down to your masteries, so you can select when you first create a character, you can select 2 masteries. So these are all the drop-down lists. And again, Alex gave me full permission to release this. So all I've done is you have a drop-down here. So if I click on Hexmancer, gives you your first tier 1 ability and it tells you what that is. And then let's say I have Weapon Master. I can click on that. And if you'll notice, after I do that, it updates this with Evasive Strike. I just put in text that says see Mastery link. So the Mastery links are over here. And now that I've selected my 2 masteries, I click on Weapon Master, and it might take just a minute to open up, but it will open. And this could be my machine. I'm not sure, but if it delays a bit for you, let me know. And we can talk to Kurt, the creator of Questbound, but it'll pop up. And then there you have it. So you have the page from the rule book. And again, Alex was kind enough to say that I could release that. And he wanted me to post this video. So then we can go back to Sheet here at the top left. And it'll reopen our character sheet. Give it a second. All right. And then let's go over to, say, Inventory. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Most of these are just inputs. So you can just input your inventory here. And there's a game and other events tab. So in this case, this one to me was pretty fun. So if you start with your tension at, say, level 8 at a D8. So if you click on this, it'll just kind of highlight and say, hey, yellow, like you're getting a little bit close, which I guess you have a couple of die to go through. But then let's say that you roll on your tension die, you get down to a D6. That gets to be orange. And then if you roll to a D4, that's a red. And then the same functionality over here. if you start at, say, a D12 on your layer and domain exit die. I did put in some text over here. When do you need to take a die check roll for tension? So this kind of tells you briefly. Then you can type in these text here for who your overseer is and what their influence is. And then the only other thing that's a new addition that I did is I connected with a Google Sheet I created. So somebody on the forums, Ker Nethalas forums, actually did this. They did a version of it. I just kind of made it my own. I wanted to have it real simple. So this tells you when you're in combat, what do you look at? So if you're rolling and the defender rolling, and if you both succeed, lessen your skill, but you don't roll doubles, it just tells you that the attack hits, what have you. So this, I think it's a helpful sheet for me. If it helps you, great. If not, you don't have to use it. And you can also, I think, if you wanted, if you click on the pencil, I think you could either delete this sheet if you want, or you can set it to where it toggles on and off, but that's outside the scope of this. So that's mainly the character sheet. You'll see over here, there's also something called a simple sheet. And that just, it's automatically created. So it doesn't have any of the bells and whistles. But if for some reason you just wanted a really basic character sheet with numbers and information, it should recreate your character sheet that way. But you want to go to the normal sheet if you want all the bells and whistles. Then in here, the last thing, drop down here, I think you can create journal pages and notes. You'll notice it says rulebook here. All this has is just the pages for the Masteries, because obviously I want folks to support Alex, and I certainly don't want to recreate any intellectual property that's his. But again, he was kind enough to let me release this. Under documents, you might see there's a couple here. This is I know it's a bug. If I click on these, I tried to delete them, and you'll see it's failed to load. There's nothing that's supposed to be here, so it's not like you're missing anything here. But if you click on these, it should not open anything up, because I do not want to have the rulebook here. But yeah, looks like it is not showing anything, which is what should happen. Charts, these, I probably need to delete one of these. All this is it's one of the lookup charts, and this is how the data is being looked up to get the information on the tiers and the mastery tiers. So that's it. I'll drop links below, but again, you'll just have to sign up for a free Questbound account, and then go ahead and DM me and tell me your Questbound name, not your Discord name, not your email address, but the Questbound username. And then I can share with you for free. Nothing else is going to get shared. So hopefully some people take advantage of this. I'm excited about this and want to do more of these, and drop me a like if you enjoy this and if you end up using it. And yeah, I hope this generates more folks to learn about Questbound. I think it's a great tool, and Alex T is awesome. He has a number of great games in addition to Ker Nethalas, and I'm actually working on a character sheet for Under Ashen Skies as well. So stay tuned. Till next time. Thanks, everyone.